Hello and welcome to the Winter 2020 NAMM show. We're here with Skytop, Eric, and I'm going to try and pronounce it again, Weigershoff.
Perfect.
Oh, wow, yes. So we're here with Eric from Skytop Guitars, and we started working with each other after the show last year.
Correct.
And what was awesome was we had that beautiful ancient Sitka.
And Sapili.
Oh man, and that came in and flew straight out the door.
Yeah, that was the happy days. Those were happy days.
But you've so interesting. Whenever I get customers come into the showroom and play one of your guitars, before they play it, I'm always like, "This is a player's instrument," and you are gonna be the beautiful thing about playing a Skytop is that you are immersed into the guitar.
That's correct. And you know, it's people don't buy my guitars until they play them. And you need to play it to go, oh wow, this is a new thing.
Yeah.
This is, you are in the bubble.
Yeah.
And the bubble's a cool place to be when you're there, and it's not, the room isn't penalized. And what I'm sure you've seen is, you know, when you have somebody playing it, you mic it normally. You don't do any weird miking to it or anything. It's right there where the sound hole should be.
Yeah.
So it really is player focused, but everybody else is fine too.
And it projects.
It really projects.
It really does project. And I have to be honest, I was one of those guys. So when we first met here, and you were just like, come and play this guitar. And I remember playing for the first time, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is you just immersed yourself inside it, which especially for an alternate tuning, dadgad player, they want to just sit quietly, they can just zone out and just play and just forget about the world and immerse themselves into the guitar and what they're playing.
Like a lot of the players, the first thing they say is, it's so responsive.
Yeah.
And it's responsive, it's not a fake responsiveness, but it is responsive because it's right there. And you're not bent over the body of the guitar trying to hear it, and you're really hearing what's coming out of the guitar.
Yeah.
Whereas
nowhere to hide.
Exactly. There's also nowhere to hide because you can see inside everything.
Yeah.
So,
which is very beautiful.
I've
got to say, there's true craftsmanship inside these instruments, and that is something that, you should be amazingly proud of. That is just amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it forces me to build cleaner throughout the build, not just cleaning it up at the end. I'm truly forced to be careful where that chisel goes at all times. Because you just can't hide from it.
No, you really can't. You really can't. So why don't you tell us what you're exhibiting here? I spotted a bit of Zero Cote. Am I right in thinking that?
We have, we'll show Zero Cote. This is a beautiful piece of Zero Cote. And it's got this great sap down it. I bound it in Koa.
Beautiful.
Which gives just a great, yin and yang to it.
Yeah.
You see in the soundboards there.
Yeah. Very clean.
Very clean. And then the front of it is Tunnel 13 redwood, which of course is, the redwood with a story.
Yeah.
As if everyone doesn't know, it's where the last great American train robbery took place.
Yeah.
Ooh. But it's also 170 years old.
Amazing.
So it's 170 years underground.
I mean, and also, the redwood paired with that Zero Cote is going to really, they're going to balance each other right out, aren't they?
Zero Cote can be really glass-like and very loud and overt.
Yeah, a bit brittle.
Brittle is a good word for it.
Yeah.
But the redwood just really, it's like the scales come together with it.
Yeah.
It takes all of the power of Zero Cote and sort of filters it down.
Yeah.
And lets the mids come through, because a lot of Zero Cote guitars that I've played, and a few that I've made, you don't get the mid out of it.
Yeah.
And when a client comes to me and asks for Zero Cote, I try and steer them in this direction.
Wow, okay.
Because either this or moon spruce.
Yeah.
The two things that I know will take the edge off the Zero Cote.
Yeah. And it's great with the kerr binding, that kind of makes it blend in. That's really beautiful instrument.
And this has a Zero Cote bridge, head strap, head plate, the back strap, the fretboard, and these pins are even Zero Cote.
Oh wow, gorgeous! And this is your auditorium, is that right?
This is my auditorium model. This is pillow quilt Sitka, things on it. I'm not pillow quilt. I'm sorry. This is bear claw Sitka.
Yeah.
And it's got a incredible bear claw figure. I got this in Alaska, paired with
Oh wow! Look at that.
unbelievable waterfall sapele. It's just a beautiful piece of sapele, and Ben was holding it before, and I said, it's like, hold
Oh
it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can feel the noise.
Well,
coming
it is
through
amazing. You can literally hold the bottom of the instrument, and you can just feel it
I mean,
alive.
we could feel most of us here at NAMM right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. True, 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 true.
And so this is bound in ebony, with ebony fretboard, ebony bridge, and this is sort of my newer design bridge, which is a string through, which all my guitars are getting this now. So it's pinless string through,
Yeah.
and it's really, I think it's pulling the top more. It's getting a lot more movement out of
Yeah.
it. Also, all my guitars now have a complete bolt-on neck.
Okay, yeah, great.
So it bolts underneath the fingerboard and the neck down. So somewhere down the road, if this guitar needs some work, neck will come off in 2 minutes.
Amazing, amazing.
Which is great. This is my auditorium shape. As you can see, this has a 16-inch lower bout with an 8.5-inch waist, or 8.25-inch waist, sorry, and an 11.25 upper bout. So it feels like a small guitar.
Yeah.
But it really has the dimensions of a small jumbo almost.
Yeah, and it certainly doesn't sound like a small guitar. It sounds huge.
It's a big sounding guitar. There's a lot of bass to it, while not losing the mids.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everything seems to cut through on it. But that is like a wonderful finger style, drop D kind of
Yeah.
instrument.
What's just amazing is seeing how over, you're just carving yourself, in the market with this beautiful instruments that really stand out. You can be in a room 5 miles away, spot one of your guitars, and I think that is so, in the world that we're in,
Yeah.
with so many amazing builders, to sort of carve your own little, mark in
Well,
the guitar.
I think you have to, in a sense. I mean, everyone in your shop builds a great guitar. There are no bad guitars in your shop, but there are many guitars that are like. And that's not a bad thing. Guitars are beautiful. But in order to, not saying stand out, but to differentiate yourself a little bit, you do need to think a little differently about it. And, unlike some of the guys, I didn't go through the apprentice, route.
Yeah.
So I never had that, it has to be this way.
Yeah, yeah.
You
And
know.
so you kind of had that creative freedom, really, to
Yeah.
experiment and find something that you felt was you. And at the end of the day, this is you.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
And for better or for worse, you
Yeah.
know.
I think that's really bold, and you've created a phenomenal instrument. And I can safely say that when anybody ever plays one, they do immediately fall in love.
Yeah,
They really do. They really do.
It is, and I love hearing from people who play them, or seeing someone play them for the first time. Like when I saw you play for the first time, you looked up at me and were like, extraordinary,
That was a good accent. That was
thank
good.
you. Thank you.
And you had a busy night last night because you were supporting one of your artists that was performing with one of your instruments. Is that right?
Correct. She opened up the Women's Fingerstyle show, which is great. So
cool.
Yasmin Williams, who's a wonderful young African-American fingerstyle guitarist that is just like ahead of her time and years. But she played with Khaki King and Amber Russell and just a ton of amazing women fingerstyle guitarists.
That is so cool.
It was a very cool show because you don't get to see that. You don't get to see them all in one place.
Yeah. And then you walked home in the rain.
I walked home in the soaking rain. Yeah.
Well, Eric, it is so
Always a
awesome to represent you and to see you. That's the thing I love about these shows is you get to sort of, shake hands, have a hug, talk about what's going on. It's awesome, isn't it?
It's the time that we never get this time
Yeah.
out of these things, and we barely get it here.
Yeah, exactly.
You get the, oh hey, how are you, blah blah. But we get to see all of us too, like all
Yeah.
the other builders, which we never get to see the builders except we're at a show because
Yeah.
I'm locked in my shop.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
a beautiful community, it really is.
It's a great community. I'm really happy to be a part of it.
Well, congratulations. They're
Thank
awesome guitars, and we're very proud to have them in the shop. So,
I'm proud to be there.
and maybe we'll talk about getting one more for Nashville, potentially.
Maybe something we could talk about it. Yeah.
Cool. So, for more information on the finest luthier-built instruments, then please do subscribe to this channel. But for more information on Eric and his wonderful Skytop guitars, don't hesitate to get in touch.